Sanbonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Queendom. Yeah, you guys, the way this episode was packed with so many things that I want to touch on, but let's get right into it, guys. So guys, this episode starts off with basically the council members, the queen, the royal members. They are actually in the boardroom, and remember, today is the day where they're supposed to be having a trial ka Mahlangu. But the thing is, uGamahlangu, guys, is MIA. She's missing in action, nowhere to be found, and the queen is mad and says ukuthi uma uGamahlangu ran away, she will forfeit this case. Untando goes on to say ukuthi uma, like as in if, like to say ukuthi let's not rush into stuff. This is a big if. We are not sure ukuthi uGamahlangu ran away or if something even happened to her. Umcebo goes on to say ukuthi sonke siyazi, we all know which she ran away. Her escape is basically her confession. Her escape is good enough as her saying ukuthi ngirong, or like I am guilty in this whole situation. UMandlovu goes on to say Mntwana wamanzi ukuphi yena, like ukuphi uGamahlangu. She's asking this and she's looking at uDanoqono. Danoqono goes on to say, Ndlovukazi yamanzi, if bengazi, if I knew where uGamahlangu was, I would definitely tell you. Umcebo goes on to say, hawu kahle mlondolozi, I'll keep it qiniso. Like siyacela bandla, like just get on with the show, Danoqono, and speak the truth. That's basically what Umcebo is saying. uMandlovu goes on to look at Umcebo and she's like, mlondolozi kancane nje, like telling him like, can you just tone it down a little bit? And Umcebo is looking agitated, like saying ukuthi, like as if you could say how like awubona ukuthi la bantu bayakudlala, like let's just get on with everything. Then uMandlovu goes on to say mntwana qhubeka. And then uDanoqono goes on to say ukuthi njengoba bengisho ukuthi ukunyamalala kaMahlangu nami uyangidida nje njengoba nani nididekile nje. Untando goes on to say, if I may add to that, and Ndlovukazi, akufani naye nhlobo ukuthi anyamalale kanje, like akufani nokaMahlangu to just disappear like out of the blue, especially for something that's so important. Umcebo goes on to say, hawu bengingazi ukuthi nazana ngaleyo ndlela kanti, like you guys are that close, Ntando, that you can speak for uGamahlangu, that she wouldn't, that this is out of character for her. Untando goes on to say ukuthi all I'm saying engikushoyo is that there must be a reason, mhlampe like khona into emehlele or ugulile asazi, like something must have happened. Now one of the council members goes on to say ukuthi mina ngivumelana nenkosikazi yamanzi uqinisile, basically saying that he agrees with what Untando is saying. Umcebo looks at that council member and is like, wena umthetho wakho umephi nje, umephi, like which side are you? Like you go around agreeing with everyone, like khetha ukuthi ungaliphi icala, this side uma there or uma ngalana, like umephi. Hayibo, Mandlovu goes on to say mlondolozi, like kanti kwenzenjani, like what's got into you? Guys, I must say I've always said Umcebo no mawakhe, the way they're going to run the show, yes, they have their own things, but I must kind of commend uMandlovu. The way she's been handling this case, I do kind of feel that she has tried her best not to be biased. She has been kind of not putting Umcebo in his place, but kind of shushing Umcebo, even when, like in places where I did not expect her to. I just expected her to let Umcebo do as he pleases, but she really is trying. But I guess again, this is her reputation like hanging on a thread. But not only that, remember Ubanzi basically is conscious, so she better move. Like she better move mulayini, like move accordingly, or else she's going to be in big trouble as well once Ubanzi gets up. So anyway, after she accuses Umcebo, she goes on to say Kubega, like speaking to the council member Uta Kubega in whatever he was saying. That council member continues to say ukuthi bengicela ukuthi let's focus on finding the queen uKamahlangu before we accuse her of even more things yokuthi like she ran away and all of that, because at the end of the day we're going to look like fools and it's going to take away the respect from the royal court if we're not doing things accordingly. So let's focus on finding her first and then we'll deal with the rest of the other things and accusations after that. Mandlovu goes on to say, if something bad has really happened to Kamahlangu, the one responsible will be found. Kodwa, if Indlovukazi is found and she is basically still in the kingdom of Ekashamba, she will basically have to face the consequences. That's if she basically was trying to run away. Untando goes on to say, siyabonga Ndlovukazi. Mandlovu goes on to say, Nkosazana yamanzi, looking at Untando, saying, it will be your duty it will be your duty to find her. Okay, guys. After that, we see Upoto. Upoto's looking dodgy, guys, ekitchen. He's in the kitchen. He's ulungisa like a tray yogurya. Looks like it's going to one of the royal members because you can see the way it's packed. But he's looking dodgy. He's busy looking around, checking your coast. Then he goes into like in some houses they've got the main kitchen. Then they've got the other like the pantry type of kitchen where So Upoto goes that side. Mina the way Upoto's acting dodge and ngiyamazi ukuthi uzwana noKamahlangu. I'm like, where Upoto ufihle ulokhuzana ufihle uKamahlangu. He goes into the other smaller side of the kitchen. In my head, I'm just like, where mame Upoto ufihle uKamahlangu ekishimi. Like, what a damn move. Until next, guys, when he gets to that small kitchen, he takes like a packet, like a plastic, like, you know, the plastic that they put those chips, the R1 that they sell. Let's call it or whatever. So he opens that plastic and then he starts putting like refreshments, food, like your peanuts and raisins, your water, you know, those type of, what do they call them? I forgot them. Starts putting that in a plastic, guys. Then he's still checking the coast. Then he puts it in his pocket. Then mekabuya to the main kitchen. Like the person who's coming into the kitchen is uMathint. uMathint comes in saying, "Oh, ngaze ngalambe ekuseni, yaza kufani nami ukulambe ekuseni." And I'm just like, Mathint, I hope ukuthi you're not expecting njengoba you busy waze walamba ekuseni and akufani now. I really hope she's not expecting ingane kamlondolozi, because less than the way they'll treat her like that. But anyway. So anyway, Mathint is busy speaking, but uyabona ukuthi hayi man uBhoti ukuthi akekho right, and she's like, all right. Like, what's the problem? Upoto tries to cover it up and says, would you know, he's just trying to prepare himself because he's going to take Ubusha to the queen. Speaking about Undlovukazi, Umandlovu, that he's going to take the food to the queen, so he needs to be presentable. So that's why he's kind of like scared or something. But it comes up with some excuse. But you can see Mathint is just like, well, Kazba, what he's up to. I get guys to say Tsakane. Tsakane ukhethiwe ke queen wethu Ndlovukazi yamamiliyoni. She is there and she prepared this nice breakfast for her and Vincent. You know, your sunny side up eggs, your bacon, your sausage, nice breakfast. Then the orange juice on the table. She's even humming and singing to show what she's in a good mood, you guys. So anyway, Vincent aphume kamereni, and as he comes out of the room, ukhethiwe goes on to say ukuthi bengithi ukuthi siqale kahle ilanga lethu since usis Louisa engasekho, like hlala phansi, like, you know, sit down, let's eat. Vincent just looks at her and he walks off. And then ukhethiwe is like, Vincent, like, that's rude, you know. She didn't say that's rude, but she's like, Vincent. Then Vincent says, Mara wena, yazi when I met you, you were not a queen. He goes on to say, bese, I found out ukuthi inkosikazi yami unamanga, she's a liar. Kanti all this time, uyiNdlovukazi yasebukhosini. while ngithi I'm trying to digest all of this that my wife uyindlovukazi yasebukhosini chiki my wife is a millionaire. Mina ngikuphi kuleyo like ngikuphi kuyonke lento tholakele ngikuphi and then he says hi tholakele. He clicks his tongue and he walks out. Listen bravi, come on guy, like get your act together, because she's here. But I also want to say that something Pravi needs to know is that lalela wena Pravi, if Andile was still alive, Utolagele would not be there. So when I remembered that, guys, I kind of felt for Vincent Ganlane. He does not know that as yet, but maybe he's second choice, guys, and sometimes you just have to accept that you are second choice, you are person's second best. But if Andile was still alive, remember, Uketi basically had already said yes to going back to Andile. So I don't know if she's with him because he's a good man or what, asaz. But Upravi, guys, he asaz ngenu uyazipuzela, like he's just drinking his days away. Angazi ukuthi because he can make his own money, which is start up his culture to make his own money when he's busy drinking, depressed. Angazi. Then anyway, we see Untando. She is coming into the dungeon where Ukamahlangu was closed in. And when she gets in, she finds Upoto in there. And Upoto was just putting down the tray. Ushuti was bringing food for Ukamahlangu. And she's like, Poto, ufunan lana. And then Upoto says, no, bengle tugudla and what. And Dando sees the packet that Upoto, remember, he was packing peanuts and raisins, putting it into his pocket. So she pulls that packet out of his pocket and she's like, inle Poto. Poto goes on to say, no, I wanted to, ngimfunde or to serve her some light food because angithi kudliwa itiye and bread that has butter. So he thought of bringing some light food for her. And then Untando goes on to ask Upoto umgcine nini. Upoto goes on to saying ngimgcine izolo yesterday when I brought lunch for her. And Untando's not buying it. She's like, Poto, like umgcine nini, like khuluma iqinise. And Upoto's like, ngimgcine izolo, like angifuni ungena enkingeni, like I last saw her yesterday, like ngiyathembisa ngiyafunga, I last saw her yesterday. Guys, now I'm suspecting Upoto. Why is he acting so dodgy? Because even when Untando came in there, he seemed surprised to see Untando, but he didn't seem surprised the fact that Ukamahlang was not there. It's as if he was just following his routine so that it doesn't get caught. But also another thing that kind of confused me, when the queen said, Uguti, it is Untando's responsibility, Uguti ayofuna Ukamahlang, maybe she was going to look for her somewhere. Kanto uzombheka lana. Like, isn't there security guards who can check for Ukamahlangu lana? Like, that's the confusing thing, because if Ukamahlangu was supposed to come to the royal court, isn't she supposed to be escorted by security guards? I didn't get that, but that's on that. Then we see Untando, she's coming back into the council meeting boardroom. And while she's coming in, everyone is obviously seated waiting for her. When she comes in, Umcebo's like, mana lapho sisi, mana lapho. Wakamuka nje uwedwa ulengisa izandla ukephi uKamahlangu. Ntando's looking like she's looking, kinda, I don't know, like she doesn't know what to say. She looks at everyone and she's just quiet. And then Umcebo goes on to say, Ntando kayise ukephi. Ntando goes on to say ukuthi angazi, like angimtholanga. Umcebo goes on to say ukuthi awu kahleni phela, like usichithela isikhathi lana, like khipha zonke imfihlo onazo usho uchaze ukuthi where is Ukamahlangu. Ntando goes on to say ukuthi ngichaze ini. Mcebo's like chaza ukuthi uKamahlangu ukephi. Untando goes on to say ukuthi ngithe angimtholanga, like ngizomkhiphapi, like ngizomtholaphi because ngiyabutshela ukuthi angimtholanga. Mcebo goes on to say ukuthi ubusenzani sonke lesi sikhathi, wazi kahle nje ukuthi ukephi, umfihlile, mkhiphe. Hayibo, and then Untando's like, ngimthathe. And the side is like, mkhiphe. So now it's this to and fro thing in front of Indlovukazi yamanzi, guys. Yeah. Indlovukazi yamanzi is like, yay, Tulan. She goes on to say, Tun, I have to compete nani manje, because obviously that's disrespectful to be raising your voices in front of the queen. So uMandlovu goes on to say, ukuthi inkosazana, looking at Untando, I'm even surprised that she's been calling her inkosazana. That's why I'm saying ukuthi uMandlovu has been acting very neutral in a sense for someone that doesn't like Untando and doesn't like uMahlangu. So anyway, uMandlovu says, inkosazana, ngilalele and listen to me well. Uma uMahlangu engekho in the afternoon, siyaqhubeka ngecala. Sizomehlula, simgwebe engekho. She goes on to say, ngizwe bengithi ukuthi like leso sigwebo will be a harsh one. Untando goes on to say, with all due respect to Ndlovukazi, like, how does a person get sentenced in their absence? Mina bengisacela, I request that the persecution continues tomorrow morning. uMandlovu goes on to say ukuthi hayi isinqumo sengisithathile sizohlukana kwamanje sithathe ikhefu ngoba kade silindile, then we will come back later in the afternoon and continue this trial. Wena nje hamba and go and prepare yourself. Okay. Then guys, we see Captain, he is on the phone outside in the garden and I don't know who he's speaking to, but uNyambose spots uCaptain. When uNyambose sees that uCaptain is done speaking on the phone, he kind of greets uCaptain and symbols to him that he wants to speak to him. Basically, guys, uNyambose tells uCaptain ukuthi lalela nginolwazi oluthize that I know mayelana with this case that you're investigating of Indlovukazi yamanzi uMahlangu. He goes on to say ukuthi phela she stole money from the king and now I'm suspecting that she might be the one who poisoned the king. Ayibo, Captain wathi hayibo wena. Like you can't be speaking such things, Lana, like in the royal household. Like you can't be speaking such things in the royal palace. Captain goes on to say, ukuthi wena phume ezindabeni zasebukhosini. Take your nose out, uphume uthuluthi du, or else you're going to get yourself in trouble. Now, that was an interesting one, guys. Because I'm just like, oh, Captain, why wouldn't you want to use that information that uNyambose is giving him? But at the same time, I feel like Captain is helping uNyambose because uNyambose, I don't know why, would yini like inimphaphisa to speak like that. But anyway, uNyambose, it's like we are swabanyana because Captain actually put him in his place, and I feel like Captain actually helped him. Listen, if you're a servant at this point in the royal household, you better shut your mouth because ushubile, guys. Then anyway, we see there in the council meeting. Now it's in the afternoon. They've waited enough. uMahlangu has not showed up. Says, hey, ayingeke. Then he gets up, he stands on his feet. He goes on to say ukuthi ucacile uMahlangu akasihloniphi nje okana, like usilindisile, like she made us wait. Okwesibili, she disrespected our king, basically walethi ihlazo to this palace. So mina bengisithi wamanzi, I think ukuthi it's time for you usiphi Sigwebo, like give us your verdict. uMandlovu goes on to say ngiyabonga mlondolozi. She goes on to say ukuthi ngiphoxekile nje, ngiphoxwa yindlovukazi yethu uMahlangu. She goes on to say ukuthi lesi sinqumo I'm about to take has to be made mele senziwe. This is a royal kingdom esingcwele okumele sihlonishwe because it will lead the tribe of the generations which are to come. She says that this decision I am making esithola uNdlovukazi uMahlangu inkosazana yamaNdebele. As she's saying inkosazana yamaNdebele, guys, the door just opens. Ungena abantu kungena uMahlangu. She just rushes in. Hey guys, Everyone is surprised ukuthi uKamahlangu comes right in time. Anyway, Kamahlangu goes on to say, ngiyaxolisa Mkhandla, ngiyaxolisa nina bamanzi, like, olisukunilindisa, like, sorry to make you guys or to let you guys wait for so long. Mandlovu's looking surprised, and she's like, Ndlovu waziyamanzi. Usho ukuthi awuhloniphi imigomo nemibandela yala ekhaya, like you don't respect the terms and conditions of this household, of this palace. uKamahlangu responds and says, ngiyayihlonipha. Mandlovu says that if you had any regard, if boyihlonipha, why usilindise isikhathi esingaka for so long? Like, you know what your case is so delicate. Kamahlangu goes on to say, ngiyasho futhi ngiyaxolisa. Mandlovu says, akwanele lokho, your apology is not enough. Like, upumaphi, like, where are you coming from? Then they close that scene, you guys. Then next thing we see a scene, kushukuthi now they continued with whatever they continued with. Now it's after that, Umcebo is sitting no mawake. It looks like base office la mawake at Umcebo. Mandlovu no captain, and they are showing captain this video at Kamahlangu that they this evidence basically, and the only evidence is that Tutalong was coming out of Kamahlangu's room and he's zipping or he's buttoning his shirt while kind of smiling. So captain says this is not concrete evidence. It is not enough evidence for us to put Kamahlangu away or for us to even like say that we've got something on her. I was so irritated. I was so irritated. He's like, how anjani? Like, we are born Nanje. He's openly smiling. He's looking happy. Like, what more? Captain goes on to say, but this guy could have been relieving himself. He could have just came from a toilet. So, like, you can't definitely say, this person was having sexual intercourse. Umcebo goes on to say, yeah, no, or something like that. But Mandlovu looks at Umcebo and she's like, Umcebo, musuba bhlaza, like, can you just stop? And then she sighs. She goes on to say, after so much arguments, after so much, like, abukeki kahle, like, it's not looking good ngoba untando ayise, she will follow this up. She will want to see this evidence. She goes on to say, even lento Kamahlangu ayikhulumile nje on that court board meeting that they had, like ayizwakali nje umphetho nje uDalunkolo, he's the one that caught uKamahlangu out. Uye umkhiphile. So while uMandlovu was talking like that, Umcebo was quiet and you can see he's thinking. Umawakhe abuza ukuthi, like, what are you thinking? Umcebo goes on to say, I think uKamahlangu uye othelela ushefu, like ubanzi, like she's the one who poisoned the king. Ulokhuzana Mandlovu was like, hayi bo Mcebo. Mcebo says, I suspect her, ngiyamsola and nginensolo zami. I've been suspecting her. Ma wena awuboni, like ukuthi, can't you see ukuthi everything is coming together? Now when Mcebo saying everything is coming together, guys, it's looking as if uKamahlangu no Dalunkolo have been planning this all along to get uBanzi out the way so that they can live happily ever after. And listen, it is making sense in that way. But also I do want to say the fact that was suggesting to his mother that uLokhuzana, uKamahlangu was the one who poisoned the king, which means, guys, that we've been speculating that uLokhuzana, Mandlovu, she knew that Umcebo poisoned the king. It looks like she doesn't know. Umcebo's the only one who knows. Or maybe uBanzi as well. Guys, last scene, guys, we see something very strange in a sense happening. We see like there's a voice that's playing, but the voice you can hear umuntu ocabangayo, a person that's thinking, and it looks like ukapteni ocabangayo. And the voice is saying, what would you do if you were the queen and you poisoned the king? So basically, it's like both Umcebo is thinking this and both uKaptein is thinking this. So Umcebo goes into like Ukamahlangu's room And this voice is playing, which what would you do if you were the queen and you poisoned the king? So he goes around, Umcebo goes around in the room, he checks the drawer, he goes and opens a wardrobe and he's like, Onjo, what was she wearing that day? He looks for the dress Ukamajov was wearing and he takes out a bottle that's obviously poison and he puts it in the pocket of that dress. The other side, that same voice is playing, but Ukaptain is the one coming into the room, and this is after Umcebo was there. He goes as well, looking around. He opens the wardrobe. He asks himself the same question: what was Ukamahlang wearing? He checks that dress. What was Ukamahlang wearing the day the king was poisoned? He checks that dress and he finds Ushevu, guys. Yo, guys, it looks like again Ebo is a step ahead, guys. I must say, when I saw that, I was just like, ha, Ebo, wena. But anyway, I was just like, the way it's so brilliant. But I get how people are so irritated. Guys, let's park it there because it's been a long one. Tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge. And I'll see you guys in the next one.